Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an artist, graphic designer and illustrator from Leicester, England. I like traveling, creating, cooking, going to the game, jumping in the water and stuffing my face. In early 2023, I decided to put all my stuff into storage, sell my car and go traveling, embracing life as a digital nomad, flying around the world and working remotely in other countries. So far, it's been a blast. I've been making memories, exploring different cultures and embracing different ways of life. I've made a bunch of new friends, had a bunch of visitors from back home come out to stay with me, tried local cuisines, fell into tourist traps and had way too much sunshine. Some of my favourite days since I've been away are the days where I put the iPad in a bag, gone for a wander until I found somewhere to post up, enjoying the scenery and drawing something. So I want to bring you with me as I document my journey and try to adjust to life on the move, finding inspiration and living my dream of working and travelling, drawing and exploring. What's happening, people? Welcome to another episode of Drawing and Exploring with me, Sam Grubb. Today I'm in my newest favourite city in the world, Mexico City. So I arrived in Mexico about 3 months ago. I've got a couple of days left here now, so it's sad times. But I was staying about 2 hours down the road in a city called Puebla. So I tried to spend as much time in Mexico City as I could just because there's always fun stuff happening. It was easy to get to and I've really fell in love with the city. It's an ancient city. It was originally built on a lake. So the city's sinking. I read that it sinks 9 meters every 100 years. But the lake's all dried up now. Obviously, there's no water around and it's been built out. It's 20 million people live in Mexico City. 600,000 Americans, which is the biggest density of Americans outside of America anywhere in the world. It's the most polluted city in the world. I think it's the biggest city in the Americas. It's just an absolutely huge city. But yeah, it's amazing. I think because of the pollution, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of cars. I think that's the same everywhere in Mexico. But it's an amazing place. Like the city planners have just done such a good job with the greenery and like you can see now, just beautiful avenues that run up the middle of the roads, block to block. It's just such a beautiful city. I think as well, like my own feelings on it, kind of like the rest of Mexico, I feel like the media that we drink in the UK and the sort of films and Netflix series and whatever that are pointed at us, I feel like it's just a misrepresentation of Mexico. I felt super safe from the moment I got here, and especially in Mexico City, one thing that I noticed is there's such a high police presence on the ground. I think that's the way with dealing with stuff like that. They just have a lot of boots on the ground. I read on the internet the other day that the estimate is for every 100 people in Mexico City, there's one police officer. So 100 to 1, which is one of the biggest ratios in the world. But it's super safe, it's super cosmopolitan, it's beautiful to walk around. There's a lot of history to find, but yeah, great place. So yeah, Mexico City, I'm super sad. Last few days in Mexico, I can't believe my time here is over, but I thought I want to make the most of it and get out exploring. So today, right now, I've got to go take a t-shirt back. I bought a shirt yesterday and I didn't realise that it was long sleeved. So that was annoying. I folded it out when I got back to try it on and it was long sleeved. So that's going back to the shop. I'm going to see if they'll exchange it for another one because I had some cool ones. So yeah, taking the t-shirt back, got to run a little errand and then I think I've got to find a little coffee shop somewhere to get in and draw. It's 32 degrees, it's mid-May. Like I said, I've got a couple of days left in Mexico, so it's sad times. Yeah, going to try and make the most of it. So I tried to return the t-shirt, and then I just ended up buying another one anyway. I'm going to keep it and just maybe get it tailored, get the sleeves taken up or something, I don't know. It's a nice t-shirt, I didn't want to give it up when I was at the shop. But yeah, I found my way to Parque Espana in the middle. I think it's in Rome, or just kind of in the middle of Mexico City. I've been mooching around for a bit. I need to find a coffee shop. So I found there's a little tea spot, and they said they had cakes or something. So I'm thinking I might just stick my head in there. Looks like on the Google images, they've got nice enough chairs and enough seating that I'm not going to be annoying anyone by just sitting there drawing. But yeah, in terms of what I'm going to be drawing, I'm really not too sure. So I was thinking like I've got nothing to do. There's nothing really that I need to do right now. So I'm just going to be drawing something, anything fun. And then I was thinking, since I've been here, I've been taking these pictures of, they've got loads of like Volkswagen Beetles, especially in like Puebla and Cholula where I was staying. And they're like super old ones that they're all dented up, or they've got cool decals or something like that. So I just started taking pictures of them. I think I'm going to put them together into like a poster or a print or something. But when I was painting the murals with the dudes, Jonathan and Jonathan, they were saying that I said, what is it with them? And they said, oh, it's called, they call it Bochos. And I said, why do you call it Bochos? And they said, Bochos is like an easy way for us to say Volkswagen. So I guess maybe like Vochos, and then it turned into Bochos. But either way, I've got all these cool pictures, and I love these little cute cars that they've got here. So I was thinking I might take a couple of those photos and kind of draw them in, just have fun. I'm not sure what, but just maybe make them the centerpiece of the illustration. So that's the plan. But yeah, right now, like I said, just popping through the park. I'm going to find my way to the little tea spot. Hopefully they've got some nice cakes, somewhere where I can just post up and get to drawing. Let's get to it. Okay, tea corner. La Esquina Del Te. I got a cold cinnamon tea. It was kind of weak, it wasn't great. I love cinnamon stuff, but it wasn't strong enough. But yeah, here I'm tracing from the photo. So with this, I'm kind of torn, right? So I think tracing is bad practice. And I think obviously for an illustrator, it's not the best approach. But given that for me, Procreate and digital illustration is a relatively new thing, I'm kind of interested to explore the workflow. I think I spoke to a friend of mine, Pete, recently. He's an artist, Goonism, and he said, oh yeah, I've seen you doing digital stuff and blah, blah, blah. And obviously for this kind of lifestyle, like where I'm on the go, it's way easier. You know, I still like to get hands-on and get messy, but I find just sticking the iPad in the bag is super easy. And he was like, yeah, you'll regret that, you know. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting, because kind of I spoke to other friends who use Procreate a lot, and they say the same thing about sometimes they'll be painting at a wall or at a canvas and they almost go to take a back step and you can't. And I think definitely with tracing, it's regressive. But then I kind of think, is it like the advent of the calculator where I'd be kind of stupid not to lean on it? And I think, I don't know, I want to find a balance where, say, I can drag a photo in for reference. Oh, this here. Excuse my cuticles, by the way, but look, I dropped the pen the other day and the nibs kind of snapped on the edge. So it's really irritating. It's every time I'm pressing, it's like clicking. I need to change it for a new one. But yeah, so I want to find the balance of like tracing and kind of using like the roughest reference just to get the form right, and then re-rendering like I am here to get the final line work. I think maybe I flew a little bit too close to the sun with this one in terms of tracing, but I still quite like the style, warping the photos slightly at the start just to give them a bit of a different perspective, will make the cars a little bit more cartoony. But yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of torn with it when it comes to tracing stuff. Recently I've been trying to lean into stuff that comes naturally to me and what I just find myself drawing when I put my pen to the paper. But I think, I don't know, certain times like this, I should just do a month where all I draw is cars and see how they come out. But yeah, adding a few little details here, some tyre texture, little eyes in the lights at the front of the car. Similar process with this one, just re-rendering the tracing from the first two Bochos that I dropped in. And I like all those cool like racing decals you get on cars. So I was thinking like, yeah, I want to give them like a cool livery. It made me think I should do a print where it's a bunch of these, but with like ridiculous kind of banger liveries. Let's get a bit of text in. Los Bochos. Trying a couple of different styles. I remember at this time the pen was really annoying. It was every single stroke it's like clicking. So you kind of get used to it, but
I need to get back home and put a fresh nib into it. Yeah, I want to draw some crazy cars. I'm just looking at these now and thinking it'd be cool to do some that have some insane wheels, you know, like with blades sticking out and kind of, I don't know, some Mad Max kind of stuff. Text. Yeah, the cinnamon tea was really weak. It wasn't strong enough. I never drank tea before my whole life, and as an Englishman, that's insane. But I don't know, the idea of like watered down milk just never did it for me. And then when I got to Turkey when I first started traveling, naturally I started drinking Turkish tea. You kind of can't refuse it. They just make sure that you're drinking it. And I got used to it. It was nice, it was tasty, it was fruity. And then when I got to Morocco, the Morocco mint tea that is just served everywhere and constantly is exceptional. And it became part of my day, and I understood drinking tea in the morning. But yeah, so I'm on the hunt for like cool teas. I love cinnamon, so I'm like, I had a couple of cinnamon teas recently that were pretty nice. I think, yeah, peppermint maybe, fresh peppermint, bit of honey, that's a good vibe. Here I'm thinking like little kind of Spanish, Hispanic notes, trying to just add a little movement to the text. It's mad because I think about when I do other work for clients where there's a bit of text involved, and it's kind of like always seemed like a afterthought or like the last part. Whereas like, I guess you can see there from rendering it how long it takes. It does take up a little while, a little part of the process. So here I'm just trying to fill the gaps. I want to just add some little background doodads. I think this is like a graffiti influence thing, this kind of element to my art style, adding these little bits in and the little dots and drips and stuff. Here I'm using a 12.9 inch, I think 2021 iPad Pro. I'm using a Apple, second generation Apple Pencil, and the software is Procreate, which is I've mentioned it before in a couple of other episodes, but it's just a one-off, I think $8.99 purchase in the App Store, and it's industry standard. It's super cool. It's really intuitive, easy to use. I can't recommend it enough. I love it. Yeah, here I'm doing these racing decals, thinking like Grease Lightning kind of vibes. Little dude hanging out the car, hair blowing in the wind, looking cool. I don't know why I picked the number 23. I guess just, I'm not sure, to be honest. 1917. I like these kind of tattoo things where it's like, cool, just make it whatever you want to make it. Money is the window decal. Put the little diamonds in there just for good measure. What I like about Procreate is how zoomed in you can get. You can get super close into the illustration. So you can really build some small details. Here I'm thinking a couple of dice. Die? I think die is the plural, right? Just sounds crazy. Some words like that where you don't want to say it because you sound like a boff. You sound like you're saying it just to say it as if you know the word. Surely dice is just a better plural, works for everyone. I found out, what was the one that I like? So like a computer mouse, the plural of that is mouses because it's an acronym. It's manually operated user selection equipment. So I don't know, if someone says computer mouses, that's the right way to say it apparently. Yeah, I like drawing all seeing eyes, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I need to look more into it. I think there's people who probably be watching this and doing their nut, oh my god, Illuminati. But I just think they look cool, I don't know. Wonder what it means if like a normal person gets a tattoo with an all seeing eye on them. I wonder if it means they're a Mason. Couple of little details. I want to paint a car in real life. I've been thinking recently to buy like just a car with like a non-starter, literally doesn't even need to have an engine in. But I was thinking if I buy a car, say it would be like, I don't know, if I could find one for £100 or something like that, and just spray paint it and paint it all over, draw all over it, make it look super cool. I think that'd be fun. I might do that one time. Little skull and crossbones. Obviously got to stick a monster in there just so we know what time it is. Little glasses on his head. I never draw the Magic 8 Ball, and I feel like it's such a obvious thing to include in my kind of artwork. So line work's done. I'm going to make a new layer here. Oh, another thing that one of my friends said to me was, apparently I mentioned in another episode that I was talking about the brush that I love and the one that I just stick to, and I didn't mention the name. So it's from I think it's Timmy Textures is the name of the dude who made the pack. And, oh no, I think it's actually, I've got some Timmy Textures brushes, but this one's just a stock Procreate brush. It's called Freycinet. It's in the drawing section. It's like a pencil. But Freycinet is the one that I like to use. I think it's Freycinet or Freycinet, I guess. I think it'd be Freycinet. It sounds French. Here, just a few little highlights. So I've got a 50% opacity layer and a white pen. And I'm just brushing over the top of stuff, keeping it free and easy. Not letting the software assist me too much, just going with the flow. I watched a little thing yesterday on YouTube about shadows on faces and illustration, and I was like, I need to learn more about shadows and shading and stuff like that. Here I'm making a separate layer to just illuminate the lights and the glass eye. I'm just finding the balance with that. A couple of little highlights for the text. Yada yada, 1, 2 stars. Definitely a graffiti sort of thing. Little lights on the buildings, final details. This is what I mean. I love zooming right in and the kind of attention to detail that you can give something once you get to this part of the process. Get rid of the little palette. Final touches. I think I'm just trying to add a bit of texture to the background here. I wasn't sure what to do with the background, so I was trying to find just a little bit of something to put in it, but I ended up kind of just rifling through some different colour backgrounds. I think the main colourful elements look fine, and then I kind of liked seeing how different the illustration looked with, like, say, a purple background or orange background or whatever. Days turn to night. Yeah, look at that. I think we're done. Yeah, check here. A little orange background. Los Bochos. 23. Yeah, I like this one.
So I finished my drawing, my ode to the Bochos, and now I'm out into the night trying to find some food. So earlier when I was on my way back to take those t-shirts back, or to take the t-shirt back, I saw a taco stand that just looked really banging. Obviously they're 10 a penny, there's a million everywhere here. But I saw one that looked particularly good, and it's ironic because yesterday my brother-in-law Curtis was in town, right? So we're going around, we're doing our different stuff, and this weekend, the first ever Mexican taco stand to be awarded a Michelin star was awarded a Michelin star. So we were like, cool, what else are we going to do? We might as well go check it out. We went down, queued up for a couple hours, and it was really nice. It was good stuff. The meat was delicious, but it wasn't like 2 hours worth of queuing. I think if you're giving those guys a Michelin star, surely just give everyone a Michelin star, because loads of them are banging. So we queued 2 hours, and the thing that made them really good was the meat. And then when I'm walking by this one earlier, I seen they're doing all kinds of stuff, steak, this, that. They had these little potatoes that they were putting with it. Good sign as ever, the locals were all round it for the lunch service. So, I don't know, I'm bored to death of tacos, I'm bored to death of bad tacos, because I feel like it gets late in Mexico and it's kind of one of the only options that's left. So quite often, like when I went to Atlisco and I tried to go to a Brazilian grill place, I've been caught short and you end up just eating bad tacos, and they're annoying because they're average. But then I said this to Curtis before he arrived last week and proceeded to eat tacos for every single day I was here. So I'm thinking, right, I've got a couple of days left here. I saw this one earlier, it just looked super. All the sauces, the salads, everything looked great. So I think that's the MO. I don't think they'll be closed. Time now is about 8 p.m. So I'm thinking to go find them and get the tacos in.
Okay, Pollos Poncho. I ended up here, I'll explain later, but This is a spot that I'd been to one time when I was in Mexico City before, and it was just a banger. Nice menu, simple menu, but a good menu. Rotisserie chicken, yeah, just fresh stuff, nice fresh ingredients. So I got Chipotle rotisserie taco, me just checking the pickles there, get some of those on. A little bit more of the Chipotle sauce. They had a house hot sauce, that was pretty cool. Here, fatal error, take my eye off the ball for a moment, put too much hot sauce on, look at my face, I know what I've done straight away. Get the nacho involved, and the taco's ready. Look at that one, that's a good one. I wish I kept a count of all the tacos that I've ate while I've been in Mexico, because I feel like, yeah, it's going to be high. Great stuff. Fella brings over the little potatoes, cocktail sticks, little burrito there with the rotisserie chicken in. One thing they're not big on in Mexico is utensils like knives and forks, and another one is serviettes. So a lot of places you might be working with your hands or a cocktail stick, it's a messy job. Yeah, the burrito's great. Look at this. This is genuinely one of the best burritos I had the whole time I've been in Mexico. Really nice, nicely packed, nice rice in it. I'm on the main road, so I'm seeing what's going on. Cocktail sticks going to work. Coke Zero. Really hard to get bottled water in Mexico. Most places just don't stock it. Yeah, look at that, £11.55. Beautiful. So I walked to the taco spot. They must have been doing a lunch service because they were obviously closed up for the day. So that might be one for tomorrow because it did look good. I do want to touch it. And then I jumped on the HSBC city bikes, cycled over to a place called Gary's Hot Chicken that I ate one time. That was obviously also closed. Time was about, maybe it was like 8:15 or something like that. So I've done a little Google, and then I found a place called Pollos Poncho, which is a place I'd ate when I first came to Mexico City. But I had a good time, it was really nice. So I just nipped in there again, ended up chatting to the guy, Rodrigo. He's asking me what I'm doing. And I said, I'm doing like a YouTube thing, blah, blah, blah. And he asked for the name of the account. So I gave him it and he subscribed. He was like my 7th subscriber or something. So big up Rodrigo from Pollos Ponchos if he's watching in the future. That's the thing, I'm stockpiling these episodes, so I don't think realistically the episode's going to drop for another couple of months or something. But yeah, jumping on to sign out then, just want to pick up the socials. So if you want to have a look at like general project work and just kind of the best feel for all the different things I do, the Instagram is probably the best place for that, and the Instagram is at samgrubart. And I need to start shouting out the TikToks. I made a TikTok account when I've decided I'm going to do this YouTube thing. I've not posted anything to it yet, but I guess by the time this episode airs, the TikTok's going to be live and kicking. So yeah, TikTok is also at samgrubart. For a look at my portfolio site, bigger projects, stuff that's maybe for corporate or just lives in different places, you want to go to samgrub.co.uk. You can check out some different stuff there. And finally, I'm going to shout this out every video. Like I said, the reason I'm doing this is to try drum up like a bigger client list, try find some clients around the world. Hopefully people see the videos, they like my art style, they want to commission artwork. That's what I'm thinking. So if that sounds like you, if you're sat in Australia and you're thinking, okay, cool, we need to design this range of custom socks with designs on it or whatever, give me a shout. The email where you can contact me is contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. Shoot me a message there, we can talk about the project. And yeah, hopefully in a future episode, you could see me working on your project thinking, oh, that's cool. When he was in Mexico City, that's what gave me the idea to shoot in a message. So yeah, like I said, if that sounds like you, the email address is contactdrawingandexploring@gmail.com. Also, last thing I thought earlier, what I need to start doing is asking people if they've got any questions. So I figured if you've got any questions, just leave it in a comment. And I think what I can do is just whiz through the YouTube comments. When there's a few questions, I'll probably just bash through them all in one video in the future. But yeah, if there's any questions about the artwork or any Mexican stuff I can help with or whatever, just drop a comment on the video. But for now, I'm signing out. I feel tired. It's been a long day. It always seems to get late. I think I'll just sit there drawing forever and not get bored. So yeah, it's late again. I need to jump on one of these HSBC city bikes and get back to the pad. I think it's about a 15-minute cycle through the city. So yeah, I'm going to sign out. It's nearly the end of my time in Mexico. I'm getting emotional over it now. I don't want to leave. But back to the UK soon enough, get to see everyone's faces. But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, guys. If you're someone who knows about me, knows about my work, knows about what I do, I appreciate it. If you're someone who doesn't and you've just stumbled across this video, then happy days, that's amazing as well. But yeah, thanks for locking in, and join me next time for another episode of Drawing and Exploring.